AM 1260 KLYC. We are here talking to Dennis Marks, captain with the McMinnville Police Department. Just finished up a couple of scenarios for an active shooter. Now, if you were driving by either Wascher Elementary School in Lafayette today or McMinnville High School, you noticed a lot of police presence. They were doing a drill, a test, a practice, everybody honing their skills on how to deal with an active shooter situation. Dennis, how did it go?
I was pleased. We had a lot of people here, a lot of administrators and school staff, and the coordination between the school district and the officers. This is one of the first chances we've had to exercise it within the school like this, and I think it went well, and we've learned some things observing today that we need to work on, but I'm pleased with the way it came together.
Everybody we talked to, at least especially the students, were very appreciative of the fact that it actually put them in a shooter situation. They hear about these stories in the news, but actually to be in there, to hear the shots, even though realizing it was practice, it puts them in that mindset and how would I respond? And they really appreciated that experience.
We tried to make it realistic, of course, without real ammunition, without guns that could actually fire real ammunition. But we tried to make it as realistic as possible so that people would hear it and see it, feel it, hopefully get their adrenaline up a little bit. And I've talked to officers, students, and staff that all said that they felt that.
You mentioned in the debriefing session to the crowd that you've done some training before, and that with each one of these you learn a little bit more.
Yeah, it's an ongoing process of trying to get better and better at doing this, and we learn more each time we do one of these drills. We also learn from the observations and activities at other schools. Some of what we incorporated today came from things that we observed that happened at Reynolds High. So we're constantly, we here individually and collectively as both law enforcement and school districts throughout the nation are trying to get better at how to protect our students.
Are you going to do more of these practice sessions, these drills?
We anticipate doing more of them.
Captain Dennis Marks of the McMinnville Police Department. I'm Dave Adams, AM 1260 KLYC. AM 1260 KLYC, we're here at Wascher Elementary in Lafayette, and we're talking to some of the kids that were involved as victims in this school shooting, active school shooting drill or scenario. If you were near Wascher Elementary School, this was a drill this morning, a practice session. And some of the kids actually played students or victims of somebody coming and shooting the school. What's your name?
My name's Hazel.
Hazel, what do you think of this drill this morning?
I thought it was an interesting drill. It was definitely a little frightening, but a good experience nonetheless.
What did you learn?
I guess I definitely learned how I would react in a situation like this, and that main priority is definitely neutralize the threat and then protect the rest of the victims and just be as compliant as possible with both parties, and hopefully you'll end up okay.
Now, we hear a lot about this on the news, but this kind of brings it home where you're actually doing a drill in your school or closer to home. What does that make you think?
It brings back, those memories of it. This is definitely possible where we're from, and those shootings just a couple weeks ago in schools around us. It's really close to home now, and it's like, well, I guess I'd like to be prepared, but at the same time, it was very shocking to think about. Oh my goodness, this is totally a possibility where we are.
What's your name?
Morgan.
So what do you come away with this?
I kind of learned the process of how the police take care of things. I thought that they just went in, found it, got everyone out at the same time, but there's a whole process where they try to find them and then let them out room by room and take care of the victims.
So what does this make you think about? We hear a lot of stuff going on, but now it's closer to home.
Yeah, it's definitely weird being closer to home. I see it on the news, and it's kind of like a surreal thing. It's not going to happen to me, but having the drill, it kind of makes it all real.
Okay, AM 1260 KLYC. 1260 KLYC, we're talking to Kathy Fowler, who is the principal at Columbus School in McMinnville, and you were involved in the active shooter drill at Wascher School here in Lafayette today. So what do you take away with this?
I don't know. Part of it is the fact that we practice these drills at my school. And so I think really that my kids are very much prepared for something like this. It's interesting to me to see the grown-up reactions. I think my students are more prepared than some of our grown-ups are. I wish that I was out in the hall and was able to see what was actually happening because I was within a classroom. And then just talking to law enforcement, the fact that they really need this training and how beneficial it is to them as well. So,
as far as hearing the noise, having the shell casings on the floor and so on and so forth, having everybody go through the motions, did that help?
It helped us a lot. What we were talking about within my classroom is that we were listening for, is it safe to evacuate? Is it safe to get out? Should we stay put? Listening to the shots fired, we thought that they were quite a bit further away and we'd be safe to escape. But we ended up staying put, and then as we evacuated, realized that the shooter was quite a bit closer to us than we originally thought.
So going through the motions helps.
Going through the motions helps. Again, at our school, we try to practice at least 4 times a year, but more so would be even better.
All righty. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
AM 1260 KLYC.